Pornhub?
Pornhub. It's the optional, but it should be also very soon. We should be there. Actually, we're live. Allegedly. Is there any way? Let's see.
Is there any way to confirm that?
Don't be negative. We are live on Nephente now, at least. I see that, because we are, like, moving. So, and the question is, are we live on YouTube?
Unclear.
I will check.
Can't...
Yeah.
Oh! Good stuff. Why are we live on YouTube? Ah, we are live on YouTube.
That is correct.
I'm so delighted. And potentially we also seem to be live on Twitch.
That's unacceptable.
I know, it's unacceptable. That's the only correct conclusion.
Easy there, Tiger. Easy there.
You guys don't have to hear that sound, right? When you shared it, I got to hear an amazing alert. I will try to move. No, I fucked it up. Alert box, move it. I will move it. I put it up here. This is going to be amazing now. So we are live. We have already 7 viewers who all are second guessing their life choices, I think. I am Nephente. There is 9. And
good evening.
There is Walter.
Hello.
And we are transmitting from the pest city of Stockholm.
The epicentrum of happiness.
It is right. Well, what's new? It's been a month almost since I took a break from streaming, and now we are back, which is, of course, to the delight of everyone. And I need to kill the sound of that fucking alert thing.
Well, we need to keep you alert, because this is really important things we're talking about.
Fuck!
Is there... Let's see.
Remove it from monitor. People are output monitor off. That should make my life a little bit less I don't know, sound intense. And Julia is writing in the writing area of the chat stream thing here. Oh well, it's good to have you guys back. Today it's the 16th of November.
Sure is.
And our pestmeister, Anders Tegnell, has today... Well, actually, it was the Prime Minister who conveyed the glorious message of new restrictions in Stockholm.
Pretty valid ones, if you...
I agree. Don't have raves with like gazillions of people. So we're down to 8 people is now the limit, right?
Yeah, because I think it's scientifically proven that 8 people conjugating cannot spread it.
Yeah, well, at least only 7 get infected, right?
Yes, and now my orgies need to be downsized.
I'm so fucking sorry for you. I was just packing my toolbox to join the orgy for your orgy tonight, and
Alas.
we can't. I can't go. Because I know you guys are never below 8 people in the basic orgy, so you can't have guests anymore.
It is basically masturbation with less than 12.
Okay, so yeah, so it's an orgy chat now. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
also.
well.
Sorry, I think I received the wrong memo.
Oh yeah, true. Now wait here. Topic 1: Walter's orgies.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Because I don't know. We are streaming on the internet, and you're frowning on the orgy. Oh yes, so you just wanted one-on-one. Okay, yeah, the vanilla version. Yeah, sure. Okay, so too many guys in one room, I guess.
Yeah, 8 guys, 1 cup.
Yeah, it's basically about our stream when we have upsized it all. And Rubber Gnome joined, so it all feels
That is my brother.
very good. And we got Alex. It's good to see you, Alex, and good to see Julia also here. And I don't know if the chat works from all platforms. There is no way of knowing. Well, there is a way of knowing. I could write something in another chat. I mean, I'll do that. It's gonna be amazing. I write here. Woohoo! I write woohoo.
So, what do we have in store for this dire evening?
This dire evening, yes, sir. Before I caved in, we had because I mean, the three of us, we've been talking on various subjects. We've been talking about videos which got me banned. So that was a good one.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it was your fault. We brought you on. You're a doctor, damn it. So we thought, I mean, what could possibly go wrong? And then you pick cattle decapitation, which is banned on all platforms, and even talking about it gets you banned. So that we did that.
I think it's funny that became, because you randomized it, and that became the first one. It didn't become the last one. So of course.
I mean, it's yeah, it's you're at the sex shop and you want to buy a dildo, and you think, why should I spend time trying them all? I just buy the biggest one. I go home and I hope things work out, and it didn't. It certainly did not.
You can say it didn't fit.
It did not fit the protocol of Facebook, YouTube, and so hence. And these days, I'm coming back to that. But we did that. We talked about lyrics, which I thought that was pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah. Agreed.
Because we are modest and very, but we are awesome when we talk about lyrics. I think we should do that again, maybe at some point.
Oh, we definitely will.
Absolutely.
And we have some other stuff too. But one thing we spoke about before was that we should talk about artworks.
Yeah.
And that's today's topic. And I can say that both the Facebook and the YouTube chat is working, which is in itself quite surprising. But we got that going for us, which is great.
Jesus,
yeah, it's only the Twitch chat where I haven't tried it. Nobody's watching this on Twitch, but they should, because we are so Twitch compatible.
And to maximize our confusion in reading all 3 chats at the same time.
Exactly, which is our thing. But I will just try the hello. I write here too. This is like the sad people of Facebook, when it works. So you can actually also, if you would happen to be on Twitch, you could definitely just donate your life away on this exclusive content. But in any case, here we are. It's mid-November, and things are not looking so good when it comes to the pest levels of, well, anywhere, basically. And now we have this limit of 8 people, and I'm just waiting for the flood of stupidity on Facebook where people are like, yeah, well, what the fuck? I mean, seriously, it's a fucking virus. It's not the Prime Minister, and it's not the Pestmeister or anybody else making life difficult. It's a fucking virus. But
yeah, and I mean, I'm doing this for all of the right reasons. I mean, the mask wearing and distancing me sometimes. It's just I want to play live again. I don't care about the world. I do this for my own sake. The faster the virus disappears, the faster I can go on stage.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, let's get through this shit so we can sort of, at least have some, live gigs again. And I mean, just stay the fuck home, drink your beer. It's not that hard. And with some luck and some vaccines, which are now coming, because at least if you believe the Trump camp, since the election is now over, now they can finally announce that the vaccines are coming. Conspiracy theory much? I don't know. And Sylvia, welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. It's good to see that some people found their way. We will make events in the future to make it easy to find this stuff, but I will try not to do like events through 2 months ahead, because then I feel overwhelmed and stuff. Okay, fuck that. Let's talk about artworks. Artworks, are they important?
Doctor?
Ha! Yes, I will start. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Me,
no, because they are... No, kidding. Walter, please elaborate.
Yes. When I was young, we used to buy physical albums, physical mediums. And of course, the first thing you saw was just the cover, or on a magazine, or in the record store itself. You're just browsing, and maybe you saw an amazing cover, and that's literally your first impression with that album or that band, for that matter. Of course, it's still super very important. Now, maybe we can touch this argument after a little bit, but yes, absolutely. They, to me, are what kind of helps me visualize the soundscape, the colors, or the kind of, maybe it's a fantasy drawing, maybe it's a reality picture or something, really sets the mood.
It's kind of absolutely. Like a book, if you start to read a new fantasy book and you see the first, the artwork, you see a dragon or a, whatever, it gets you it helps you, it leads you the first steps to try to visualize what they are trying to convey.
It primes you. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
What do you think? No.
I'm doing stuff here. Don't mind me.
No, but I am agreeing with you, Walter, there, because, also when I was younger, I just usually bought stuff that I thought had a cool artwork. And I remember a couple of bands that I bought just because, that looked cool, and I didn't even listen to it at the store. I just bought it, came home, and then, I had to like it because I fucking spent my weekly kid salary on it. So,
yes.
I agree. I actually even think the tone or the colors of the artwork is important to how I feel about the music. Because there was a period of time where there came a lot of good green albums, like Opus Nocturne, Anthems, To the Walking at Dusk, and Enthroned Darkness Triumphant. All of them green.
First Sentence album, North from Here, isn't that just green?
True enough.
Yeah, it's with the Aurora Borealis.
Yes.
And I have to admit that Netherbird has yet to put out a green album, but Wormwood did.
Yeah, our well, I guess our release and our re-release. So yeah, so we have a green one and a red one. So yeah, we are maybe doing a color
Yes,
thing,
that's
or maybe not.
It's green, yeah. Julia, thank you for saying that Netherbird has brilliant cover art. I take great pride in the artwork of the music. I see. We always say we have like music, lyrics, and artwork, and they should be important, all of them.
Well, did you draw the artwork, Nev? Did you?
No, I did not. Julia did on one of the albums, but I picked it.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could draw, but I really can't. I am actually, no, I have them in the basement. But when I turned 30, my mother gave me some drawings that I did of rock bands when I was a kid, and they show that I'm not an artwork type of guy. I will show them at some other time. But okay, so since we have since a long time ago left, the mundane level of shit. So we got visuals stuff coming. Alex says that Wormwood's Ghostlands is amazing. Well,
yeah, it's fine.
it is really good. Actually, there is a song there that I love. No, just kidding. But I have the privilege of joining you guys on that album, which was great fun.
Yes, it was.
I actually also really like the artwork of Netherbird. I think it's really cool. And I happen to know that the artwork of the next Wormwood album will be really cool. But
Oh, yeah. Well, oh, you don't know
No,
that.
I don't know that.
We don't even
But,
know. No. But yeah, I mean, Netherbird, we wanted also to do something a bit different. It doesn't really look like the usual artwork that is out there. And, hate it or love it, it's fine. It still conveyed the feeling that we wanted. So.
I do prefer Netherbird artwork over the first. I mean, it's very bold to see a very stark red and orange. I really like this one more than.
Yeah, well, there is a reason why we reprinted the first Ghostland. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it was not a bad cover. But
we might also have reprinted our first album for various reasons, and had the privilege of using really good art on the second time around. We got it right. All right, so
let's jump into it.
Yes. What the hell is this? Somebody explain.
What we are doing now? We are going to talk and show a few artworks of albums that we like, and maybe ramble a little bit about them. Each one of us picked a few cover to show, and I guess we are gonna take turns and say what we think about it and why we like them.
Seems like it's the first one is mine there that I picked.
Yes.
So this is Bellwitch with Mirror Reaper that I just happen to have right here.
Yeah,
and
like a good TV chef.
Oh yeah, who knew, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not about what I have physically here. So this album just for me conveys awe. It is like you have this fucking Titanic big mirror, and this thing, a ghost or whatever, is just forcing itself out, and then you have these people conjugating outside, looking up at it, and then you can see what's behind the mirror. You can see the fuck did I know that is it mountains or is it people or giants, and then you can see you have the blue, the night feeling to the right, and then this fire and light emitting on the left. It's just, I think this hands down is in my top 5 best artwork ever.
Yeah,
And
it's
yeah,
super cool. And actually, when you have the entire artwork like this, it's remarkable. It reminds me of what is his name? The Polish guy, Besinski.
yeah,
Beksinski.
Svetislav Beksinski, whatever.
And he was like born too early because he only made like black metal artwork, though he didn't know. So we had to invent the music to sort of, I guess.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, he was. I wouldn't say he was before his time, or he just invented a kind of a dystopian, nightmarish kind of feeling to it, because there's if you look into it, he's very critical of war and the government, and and how the future will be and stuff like that. And yeah, fucking person.
Yeah.
But yeah, in any case, this is just again, when you have this on vinyl, as I have, you can have it like this, and then you can see the whole. It is just amazing. Yeah. And it is one song, 82 minutes, by the way, so it's not for everyone.
This song and this album artwork is truly stunning, amazing. I probably am with you that it's among my favorite.
You don't need to like the music because it's very very slow. Yeah. It's the slower kind, not like funeral pitch. But yeah, so that is my first artwork that I wanted to show, and hopefully not everyone has seen this before, so maybe they would look at it.
I feel we sort of bombed our stream by having that artwork first, because I've chosen a few that aren't, I find them remarkable, but in a different way. So I sort of, okay, so that was a good stream. See you guys in a few weeks.
Yes, let's
do
one.
We got a question here from Alex. What should bands think about when planning artwork for the album covers?
I think that's pretty difficult because it all depends on
the
vision. Yeah, it's a great question, but it depends on the vision, depends on the music, the members, the reason why they recorded it, the lyrics. But it's difficult to take all of those things and create one cohesive artwork first. You need to pick something out of the wheel of reasons, and then hopefully, something good will come out of it, or that's how I see it.
I find also art to be so extremely difficult to, because you're like 4, 5, 6, whatever number of people, and art is so extremely different how we perceive it. So I find it to be tricky actually, because it needs to be something that resonates in most people, and at the same time I'm getting this jingle in my head. At the same time, it needs to, it needs to capture the music, but it also needs to be something that everybody in the band sort of feel, great, or at least confident with. So it becomes, sort of the face of your joint effort. So it's not an easy thing to pick artworks. I guess it's very, like you said, Nine. It's very different. It's difficult to give any like good rules, but of course it needs to be good. I mean, that helps, but it is extremely hard to give any advice there.
Yeah, I guess it's like gut feeling. It's like what do you want to convey? Is it dark or light, or fucking fantasy and hobs and shits. Then act accordingly.
Julia has a good advice here, since she is an artist and who is extremely good. So kudos to you, Julia, for being extremely good. Of course, if you find someone that you can have a dialogue with, and who can understand also, because sometimes people have this idea that bands releasing an album have a budget, and normally we don't, but of course, an artist cannot work for free or whatever. I mean, best case scenario, an artist and a band can grow together. You know, like Iron Maiden and the guy who initially drew Eddie. I mean,
Yeah.
that'll be a great scenario. But if you find the right artist, that's also a collaboration over time. That'll be a great scenario.
But also, like Julia said, it's kind of like doing, tattoos. You have an idea, but it's generally the tattoo artist that has the know-how, and like if you say, "Oh, I want to have, I want a demon that holds something, a sword," and then like, "Yeah, I think you mean like this," and then you talk, and then the person sketches something up, and you're like, "Yep, that's exactly what I want." So I think it's a mutual kind of dialogue between those two.
Yes, in general, when the band, or in general for art, when the person who wants the art, contacts the artist, if they want something too specific, that doesn't work so well, because the artist, it's extremely difficult. I mean, the artist is just a hand at that point, but it feels micromanaged and it doesn't express themselves, and it's weird. But on the other side also, if the band is like, "Oh, well, that's our music, do something, interpret it," that's also, I don't think that works well. We did it with my very first band. Didn't go well. You gotta have this dialogue and also really respect the artists and let them do their thing.
But it's super hard because you have like 3, 4, 5 people who are then also joined by another person, and then you have a record label. Normally, I don't know when a record label last had any, as long as they don't have to pay for anything, they're usually happy. They don't give a fuck. But I guess that depends. But it is a...
wait, my cousin has a friend who has an aunt that can draw this.
She's great
for free.
And and everybody likes her art actually. So yeah, I mean it's super important, but also very, very hard. So when you see someone, when they get it right, that doesn't just happen. It's a lot of thought and effort put into something that really captures the music and makes it. And to be honest, it makes a huge difference for a band if you have the right art or if you have the not the right art.
I mean, just look at this picture. If someone would see it, I think this captivates many different kind of people. So it's like that doesn't mean that the music is good, but at least it evokes something in you. But yeah, so
next one is this one.
Yes, so I have no idea what you are showing because on Skype I don't see. I just see you still, and I have a lot. Okay, there we go. Now I see it.
Oh, that's mine again.
Okay, that means I will.
But this will not take as long, maybe. But I can still talk about
we
it.
can take. Is this also you? No, this is Walter, right?
Now you're back to the first one again.
What the fuck?
Now, there we go. That's Sepultura. And now it's Ramones. Now it's Sepultura. Now it's Therion.
Yeah.
Now it's Sepultura.
So there is a bit of a delay.
No. Yeah. Sepultura.
Have patience when you change a cover. It's gonna take whatever 8 seconds.
Oh, you're watching like the live stream?
Yes. Yes, I am. Because on Skype, it's just a still image.
On Skype, it's frozen.
Okay,
so
fuck it.
Wonderfully so. Yes. So Sepultura. Yes, I want to do a little introduction here. I want to say just a couple of things. Of course, there are thousands of incredible artworks. So to make my life easier, I decided to pick those few covers that I like that we're going to show here just from my physical collection. It's stuff that I have. That's because it's easier, and which means that all of this is going to be mid-90s stuff, more or less. I mean, this one is early 90s.
91,
but
right?
Still. Yeah. And then, because I want to be extremely pretentious, but also for the audience, no, I actually took some notes to say something about what is going on. Yes, this is an amazing album.
Net, we have someone who has planned something and we cannot have it. We need this to be much worse.
I'm just going to mention, and this artist is called Michael Whelan, and it's from the US, and also did a bunch of other Sepultura covers. And he did also a bunch of covers for Sirith Ungol and a few more. So it's fascinated in sci-fi and weird shit like this one. And this cover is, I think, the best from Sepultura. It's just this very weird concoction of organic elements. And the artist itself said that it just started as a weird collage in Photoshop of things. The band did give him, I believe, almost complete reign. He said, because they worked before together. So he was like, okay, do your shit. Go crazy, do something twisted that represent our twisted reality, because the album is also pretty political. He started that.
Or this is what happens if the band is too specific or what they want. Oh, I want a crab, and I want an eye, I want a big mouth, and I want them to stand on a castle, but I want the grass as well. They're like, fuck it. Is this what you want?
Yes. Yes, that's it. It's a very weird and creepy, amazing painting. Just like it. Of course, I also happen to love the album.
That helps. I mean,
but yes, can I be extra pretentious? Can I be extra pretentious?
Extra
you
point.
can't be more pretentious than you already are, Doctor.
Yes. Now I am pretentious. Actually.
But where's the first press vinyl?
Exactly. Where is it?
Hey, what?
Actually, what I remember from this artwork when it came out is it's the eye. The eye is. I mean, you don't miss that. I also loved Beneath the Remains. I thought that one had a really cool artwork as well. I mean, it's more. They are quite abstract and weird, but and at that time, that was how you did artwork. Also, they should be, like. Bizarre somehow.
Yeah, I was very close to pick Chaos AD on this one, but Chaos AD is more a message, more a clear statement. While this one is so weird and twisted, and it's more fantastic. I love it.
Is it because the hands are doing the Italian hands?
Yes, it's the pasta hands.
Okay, you got me. Actually, yes.
So it's.
Well, it isn't that cool now, sir, when we saw what it really was.
So it's a pasta gesture. I knew it. We're on to Sepultura now.
No, but I mean, I've seen this before, but I never really looked at it. And, now I switched to Twitch, by the way, so now it's not the 30 seconds delay, and the quality is better. But yeah, I mean, it's a really good one. It's kind of like those pictures, like you don't really know what you're looking at, but you know that you're looking at something.
Yeah.
Yes. You can spend hours looking at the details and stuff. And that was cool back in the days when you just put your CD, didn't have any internet to look at, or your phone. You just peruse the cover and look at the booklet.
I'm not saying this is the perfect kind of like Spectral Sorrows with Edge of Sanity. It's like you don't really know what you're looking at. Sure, there's shells and there may be some water theme, but it's like you're not really sure either. But this was before, I guess.
It's close. This is 91.
Yeah, Spectral is 90.
I'm so happy we got into Edge of fucking Sanity.
You
Unexpected.
Yeah, I mean,
who knew, right? Who knew?
We of course love Age of Sanity and Svanö. Some of us more than others. All right, so next artwork is, I mean, we're talking when we basically we really have no set frame for this conversation. So I just took stuff, stuff that I found memorable. Not always, oh, I'm gonna sit and watch this artwork for 10 hours. It's just stuff that, on top of my mind, artwork that made an impact on me, or that I found to be memorable somehow. I'm gonna switch now.
Back album, Metallica.
Yeah, exactly. So what I present here is the first album with Ramones, because this is iconic as fuck, in my opinion. But it's a very different way of making album covers. This is very few extreme metal bands have photos of themselves on the artwork. There are a few. The first edition of Dance of December Souls with Catatonia, Forest of the Dream.
Yeah, but that's more faces though. And
you don't see this right now. But on the other hand, we can't afford iconic photographers like these, and we don't live in New York, so that might be also the problem. In any case, what this album did was to define what I guess a punk rocker looked like also. Because you didn't really know in 76 when this came. I think it was a 76. It's a long time ago, at least. And also, you can also see that actually it's been worked on a little bit. They are actually, shading their own logo. So it's actually some stuff there. I haven't been watching this artwork for many reasons. For instance, his shirt is very short. But you sort of know what Ramones looked like when you saw this. Okay, so this is a gritty rock band doing something different. This is not what glam rock albums looked like in '76. So this was
quite the opposite.
Yeah, pretty much a game changer, and you can still survive going to a metal gig looking exactly like Joe Ramone, actually. So he sort of told you if you have like shitty jeans and a leather jacket, you'll be fine.
I just want to make everyone hate me here. First of all, I am not a big fan of Ramones, but we're not talking about the music here. But the artwork here is really rad. I mean, this is badass for the time when it came out, and you can't really argue there.
I'm a huge fan of Ramones, but that aside, this is very iconic. This is the sort of shit you can find at the Photographic Museum in Stockholm, alongside photos of Patti Smith and that sort of stuff. And maybe one day we will see bands return to the... Well, of course, Immortal have been on their artwork for their albums, sure. It's slightly different.
A lot of early Norwegian black metals did, including Darkthrone.
Yeah. We might come to Darkthrone.
Who knows?
This is a completely different way of making an artwork. And I sometimes... revisit Ramones and thinking that it would be cool to do like a Netherbird album with a black and white photo of the band, and then I sort of realize how we look, and then it's like maybe not, maybe we stay doing different things. But 76, true statement there.
That's pretty impressive.
Pretty cool. So let's take the next one and see what happens. This might be 9.
This might be, well, first of all, let's just say that Dr. Basil, you have a very nice t-shirt on you.
No.
Did the stream go down? No? People were just silent. There you go. Yes, so this is warning. I just need to say this is the best album ever made. This is Watching from a Distance with Warning. Which is, of course, I have it here. But why I picked this is because, this is minimalistic in a way that it just, with so little, it can show like agony and the strive for something good, but you can't really get there. And he's walking upwards, so it's very Sisyphean. It's like, he's been walking here forever, and then he will fall back down. And is he carrying some wheat or some wood or something? And it's just a really bleak kind of picture that people can. It can mean really whatever for whoever watches it. Like if you take a Rhapsody picture artwork, it's like it is a dragon, it is a wizard. That's what it is. That's the end of the story. Here it feels like this means whatever it means for you. It doesn't matter if it means something else for the person who made it, or if maybe Patrick, the singer, if this is what he wanted. It doesn't matter. It is what does this mean to you? And that's why I picked it. And it's not something that you would really, if you were browsing some CDs at a store, this is not like a CD that you would stop and like, this looks interesting. You would just pass on and stop with Bellwitch.
That could be true. Could be. Depends on who you are.
So, regarding on this cover, I partly agree with you, because I think that this represents something quite precise, which is an effort, a situation of extreme fatigue and effort and possibly hopelessness. But also, as you say, to everyone, this means something. That can be
sure. It doesn't mean like happiness, joyfulness, and glee, but
exactly. So it's not this very abstract that everyone can see anything, but everyone has his own struggle, his own.
Yes, that's what I meant, but I didn't say. I mean, it means this is whatever struggle you have, or whatever hinder or like obstacle you have in life. Yes.
And I agree with you that, I mean, of course, this is a fantastic album, of course. It strikes me that I didn't pick any cover that is minimalistic, and that was actually probably in the mid-90s. Very few bands went, at least in metal, went to the route of minimalist art.
I would say,
right?
I think you're completely right. There's a lot of colors going on, and I mean, you have Dan Seagrave, who did a lot of these iconic death metal albums, and there's Altars of Madness. You can say a lot, but it's not it's minimalistic, but it's a lot of colors.
There's it is.
No, I wouldn't call that minimalistic.
But at first glance,
Yeah, well, it's a coherent palette, maybe, rather than.
And as Alex said here, DSBM vibes, sure, but take away the BM and
DS
and DS and the D, only the D.
But I mean, also today there are traditions. I mean, if you play a certain type of music, you know what sort of artwork will never be a problem. If you play like black metal, as long as you do it in black and white, you're fine. But in the days of yore, these bands innovated. They tried new things. I mean, like Ramones sort of set a standard for how punk albums could look like. Today, if you are a punk band, bless you, then it's harder. Either you try to innovate and then you're always taking the risk of fucking things up, or you go safe, which will make you just another band in the huge pool of stuff. So it's in those days they tried new stuff, and so the bravery was a little bit higher, I think, in general.
But also to go back to the Sepultura artwork that we saw that Walter had, it's like that can mean whatever you want, or it might be, maybe it doesn't mean anything, but probably it does. And this means something for you, but in a specific mood. So I mean, they are saying in that way that you can interpret it in different ways, but this is more of a linear approach to the feeling you can have, interpreted.
I would say. But it's really cool. It also showcases, like we said when we were looking at videos, the wealth of available options. I mean, you can go simplistic, you can go full color, you can go with black and white photos, or you can go with drawings or paintings. I mean, there are so many options of stuff that you can do today, which makes it it's interesting, because at the same time you want it to still fit the music. I mean, you can't go, of course you can do whatever, but you want the listeners to also pick up your album and to understand it, hopefully even before they listen to it. Or in those days you had to. Today it doesn't matter, because they will hear the album before they see it, most likely.
Yeah.
So should we see what we got next? I will push a button.
Yes, let's see.
And
wonder if it would be Torso Fuck.
It's actually
No,
Torso
it wasn't.
Fuck 2000.
I think we should have an entire episode on gore grind.
I ain't coming, but you guys are free to.
Just really quick, Doctor. This was one of the first albums that I bought.
Rightfully so, because Megadeth was one of your early approaches to metal, right?
Yes, sure was. And I think I even had a
Poster flag?
Clunch. Yes, poster. I might have had a poster.
It's kind of lacking a logo.
And
it look.
And I think my mom was like,
yeah.
But it's just a face. It's just a face, Mom.
Anyways, go ahead, Doctor.
Keep assuring my mom it's just a face. So regarding the wealth of diversity in artwork, I literally picked 5 artwork which are the same, which is this very interesting paintings with a lot of colors and pretty bold. So it's all the same, just so you know, no surprises there. And also I sent to you, Nef, the links of the artwork without the logos and things, just to showcase the artwork. But this is, of course, Megadeth with Euthanasia. Great album and incredible cover, I think. It's so the realistic, photorealistic painting kind of way, which depicts a very surrealistic scene of these babies hang up. And apparently this was a concept that the band had. They wanted to represent the concept of euthanasia, which is the euthanasia of the youth. So you are being born, but immediately euthanized, or just left hanging there.
If you're lucky, yeah.
to the mercy,
the rest of us, we are partying.
whatever society wants. So this is a metaphor for that particular concept and song, which is the title track. Yep.
And yeah, I mean, and I don't, because I listened to, because I'm a bit younger than you, so I listened to Countdown to Extinction before this, and I hadn't heard, I knew about Rust in Peace and Peace Cells, but I only saw them as artwork and CDs at my cousin's place. But I think I bought this mostly also because of it looked really cool, and you know, I knew Megadeth. This really caught my young eyes back in the days, and it's still, you know, I haven't looked at this for quite some time, and it's just, I like how it just goes on endlessly. This fucking children just hanging there,
hanging there by the older generation. They just, okay, we make you, we hang you there, and that's, you have no choice. You just go.
And I mean, this is, I Googled it because I'm stupid, but this is 94, but you know, it's still pretty good Photoshop to be 94.
Painting.
It's very, very
so
slick.
I believe all of this artwork that I chose, being in the mid 90s, were half and half, were half digital retouched, but half acrylic mostly.
I wouldn't know, but yeah.
So that's the
would be my guess.
Yeah, I did again some little research, and they are all in between this kind of, as it was for movies, half digital but also still analogic.
So, Neff, do you remember the first time you saw this, or you know, did this caught your eyes when you were
because
younger?
I've already wandered away from Megadeth at the time, because I've never got into Megadeth, but I really fucking tried, because there weren't that many bands when I was young. You know, there were like Beatles and Megadeth, and so now I really loved what is it called, the album with Hangar 18, and as you can hear, I'm a huge fan. Rust in Peace. That
yeah, when it takes up with it.
Yeah, I liked them at that time, but then I sort of I found Bosom and Mayhem and stuff. So I saw this album art, of course, because it's captivating, and I was like, meh, that's pretty cool. But I wasn't into Megadeth anymore, so I never really paid attention to it. But it's a great idea, and that helps. So, I mean, you sort of, when you've seen it, you will remember this artwork way more than, you know, Torso Fuck 2000. So, and also, I mean, the reason why I think it's not 100% digital is because the digital albums tend to look like telly, and
I hope we wouldn't go there.
And you know, not everything that was made in the mid 90s look fantastic when it's 100% CGI. That's for sure. But I think this is one of the better Megadeth albums. I guess it's that fucking mascot that they've been trying to push that I never liked. Whatever, Rattlehead. Because he was never cool. He was always, you know, the. And
I'm with you. I agree with you.
And I'm with you also.
And that's okay. I mean, that's okay. But Rattlehead, it's like, yeah, we need also like an Eddie or push it sort of iconic thing, and then it never really worked. So yeah, but so in that sense, I like this more because it's not as cheesy as some of the other Megadeth cover arts. So yeah.
I just want to address here, I won't even try to say your first name, but here, Mr. Tibik, he says, of course I love visual art so much, but for me the music is more important than the covers. Now I realize I only love the covers if I love the album. The soul shapes my choice, I think. And for me, there are plenty of artworks that I think are amazing, but I think the music is just atrocious. And I'm not sure. Do you guys agree? Do you only like artwork that you with the music you like, or is there artwork that you think is great but you don't like the music?
Yes.
That's literally two topics for two more videos. That's a very good point. But an example for me, great artwork occasionally with exceptionally bad music would be Ethereum.
Well, look at the time, isn't this
Yeah,
where
now
we end the stream?
the connection is really bad.
I can't hear you, Doctor.
Sorry.
Doctor, you're breaking up. Oh.
But actually, I mean, we could go through, because there are like always these various stuffs. For instance, there's this book called Masterpieces. I'm holding it here with heavy music artwork anno 2017. So we could actually go through some albums that are considered iconic that we didn't pick, and we can see what we think about them. We can do that next time.
Yeah.
I think,
Yes.
of course, love for an album will influence how I view also the artwork. I think I might defend artwork that is not 100% awesome. I guess, and we'll see. We'll do 3 more artworks for this stream, and then we'll do a continuation the next time. I think, not to drag on too long, but I think there are. Like I said, I wouldn't pick the Ramones cover if I didn't like Ramones, because then I would never have paid attention, I guess. So yeah, it does influence me. But it's a great question, and great questions are hard to answer, straight off the bat. So I'll switch to the next artwork, and we'll see what that is. It's the best cover art ever.
That sure is a cover.
Well, somebody asked on YouTube if we can talk about Manowar.
No, the Cult did the most iconic cover art ever on Sonic Temple. This is Billy Duffy, the guitarist, and Ian Astbury is in the background in sort of late 80s haze. So that's actually, it's the guitarist with a Gibson, and the singer is somewhere in the background in the pre-Photoshop, super cool, whatever. But it's a power stance and a guitarist showcasing that this is a rock album, and you better believe it. And to me, it's super iconic. This is, if you ever do one cool album cover, this should be it. But this doesn't work for black metal, and it doesn't work for death metal, but it certainly works for cock rock or whatever the Cult is playing.
But I mean, if you would make this black and white and, fix some levels there and, make a black metal logo, it might work.
It might work, actually. It is sort of what Dark Throne and the other guys did, but they normally had, like, the singer. But the singer is reduced to background here, which is offensive. But hey, I guess the endorsement... Yeah, it's despicable. I don't know why I'm mentioning this album. Well, I do, because whenever I have to pick, what is the most iconic, doesn't happen so often, but if somebody asks me, with gun to my head, what's the most iconic album, this would be it. Because it just oozes what the Cult is about to me, and that's a lot of oomph, and I really like it.
One could argue that this is the most iconic pose for rock.
It's not so comfortable to maintain it. It's a little, and it's hard to age maintaining that pose with grace, I think, because you can't get up. So
well, depends if your name is Bruce
Dickinson
Dickinson.
could do that. still, and he can still sing. The Cult is also, it's a very complicated duality between these two guys on this artwork, because they have a falling out every now and then the Cult doesn't exist. And question is, do we need the Cult to exist? Hardly. I try to love what they put out these days, but I have to return to Sonic Temple to find some solace in my life. But I had to put it here because it's not extreme metal of any kind, but to me this is like, if you gonna go and do something iconic, try to mimic this and see what happens.
I mean, you really know what you're getting if you listen to this. You know that you won't get, new metal. You know that you won't get black metal or death metal. You know, you see this guy, you see the pose, you see everything. You know.
You also know he's gonna be an asshole if you tell him that your band is really cool. He will say, "Yeah, fuck, I know," which is
I'm gonna fuck
exactly.
your wife.
I just did actually. So that's on you. But that's a topic for another episode. Is when you how rock and roll should you be? Like I told this story when I wrote to this band called Bondage Fairies. I told you guys, right?
Depends if you mean the Facebook reply. It's amazing.
I found this band. I was browsing through. I think this was in the MySpace time, and I found this. I was drunk, admittedly. So I was like, "Oh fuck, this is so great! I need to write to these guys and just tell them how great they are, and I want to buy their merch." And they responded instantly, because I wrote blah 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 blah. It's like "fuck you," dra åt helvete in Swedish, which means "fuck you." That was all they wrote in response, and I was like, "Whoa." This is these guys don't take shit. They don't sell T-shirts to anyone.
That's fucking metal.
And I was like, okay. So I wrote back, and then I got a response in the morning that I'm so sorry, we were drunk and blah blah blah. But for a moment, they were the biggest rock stars I've ever met, and I liked that. And here we are. Okay, next album art. We do 2 more, and we'll see what gives.
Then we have end credits. Oh, like it.
Fantastic fucking album.
And I see that Doctor is a pro because he has the one without.
Now, finally, I see what you picked up. Yes,
you're pro because you're not having the
I
logos
find that to
and
be
shit.
offensive to do research like that. It's like almost scientific.
How dare you?
Yes, I actually went to the website of the artist, which is of course a Canadian artist called Sylvain Bellemare, and this cover, of course, as you of course know, I will keep repeating, of course. It's the cover artwork for another of my most favorite album of all time, Amorphis, with Tales from the Thousand Lakes. And Amorphis are from Finland, and this cover is just a representation, a visualization of this immensely evocative, beautiful, mystic Finnish landscape with the Thousand Lake.
And the classic Finnish tall mountains.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of.
I know.
Yes, of course. This album it takes from the Kalevala, I believe, which is a Finnish epic, and it's part of the embellishment or whatever. It's a very fantastic visualization of it and of all the atmosphere of the album. Really sets you up for what's in the album, which is this very melodic and visionary death metal that they had at the time.
It's so good. I just get shivers by thinking about this album.
and the artwork is fantastic. But this fucking album, I think it's on the top 10 albums of those albums I listened to the most in my life. It's such. It never goes old. Never.
I know every note of this album, every word, even made a cover. Yes, of course. I mean, this classic, absolute classic. And this is all acrylic painting.
And I mean, I first got into Amorphis in around 96 when I heard the infamous Beauty in Darkness back in the days. And they had what's called the Mykentle.
Yeah.
And it was the one with the clean vocals only, not with the
acoustic. Acoustic. But that's still from Elegy. On Elegy, which is the album after this one.
Yes, exactly.
Both versions.
But that was the one that brought me to this later on. So, and since then, you know, I've been an Amorphis fan, and you know, I'm one of the few that likes their middle part also.
It's been loved forever since. Me too. I literally like everything they did. And who's in the chat but our friend Giuseppe, which is also die-hard Amorphis fan.
Yeah, well, shout out to Giuseppe.
Shout out to everyone watching, actually, which is actually quite a few. I'm surprised because we didn't announce it. But then again, you know, great content.
What are you doing with your life?
I'm even surprised that I'm here.
Wasn't sure.
But yeah, I mean, again, what more can you say? I mean, this is just an amazing, like, fantastical... amazing piece of artwork. It's just flawless.
Yeah. I still have this jingle that plays really loud every time somebody, you know, likes something.
Luckily, we don't. Luckily, we don't.
It's good for you guys. And I guess if you look on this from a technical point of view as an artist, I'm sure you can, you know, it differs a lot from the Bell Witch, but to me it holds a very special place in my heart, and I really, when I listen to that album, it's really a blues sound. So yeah,
yes, that's exactly what I thought on all these years with this little CD. This is the original one I bought back in the days. And this is a weird release from Relapse. If you see that this is printed in a different font. He was with me for, all these 20 years, 25 years, 26 years. And and that's really shaped, the cover really shapes the sound.
It really does. And I was speaking to Christian, Necrolord, about, you know, we met at Inferno, I think it was, and he mentioned that, you know, do you think you would listen to Somberlane the same way without my artwork? And the answer is no. I mean, the horse and carriage sort of Dracula vibe, whatever. Of course, it influences how the Somberlane was perceived. So yeah, you can't remove a great artwork from a great album. You get something different, for sure.
Absolutely.
But it's also very difficult to know. Let's say that the Somberlane, or for that matter, you know, Tales album would have horrendous artwork. I mean, would that make us dislike the? You know, how would the story be then? You know, how would the history be then? You know, it's you know, we will never know.
Challenge for next time we do this is that we should look on the, you know, the top 5 albums that we like. Does any of them have a shitty cover art or not?
Yeah, fairly done. So
yes, true actually, and I really love that album too. Yeah, but but that's
I see what you mean, but
right.
I mean, but when it comes to
I take it all
this
back.
iconic,
Clearly, is evidence that you can have shitty artwork and still people. Well, we've been talking about this before. If you have a great vocalist or great lyrics and stuff, a great album will work even with shitty artwork. But great artwork won't sell a
Probably.
shitty album. At least you won't love it.
Was still very, very fun to watch, to select a few albums that were really great albums with really shit artwork.
That's the challenge.
We definitely should do that. Yes.
Let's take a last artwork for the day. For the day, I'll push the button. Oh, it's mine. Have you guys been speaking previously? Yeah. Okay, I'll do this. This is Rat Lord, and actually, this is the best album ever made, according to me. This is my absolute favorite album, all categories, everything. This is what I love the most.
Today I learned.
This is Twilight of the Gods. Not Twilight of the Thunder God or anything like that. Twilight of the Gods by Bathory. And it came in, I at the risk of losing my head, I think it was in 91. At least I bought it when it came out. And actually, it was my first the first time I was aware of Bathory. I've heard them before, but I never really paid attention. But this was on the backside of Close Up magazine. And I thought, whoa, this looks amazing. I bought it, and the album is just as grandiose and epic as the artwork. And to me, it's the perfect combination. It's hard to say what it is. It's an abstract landscape, but I really, really think it fits. It fits. It's big, but the album is also, it's huge. And it's not the album that most people love with Bathory. I don't know why. But to me, that was the crowning of their second era. And I think he was on top of his game when he did this. Because it's innovative, it's epic, it's beautiful. And I've listened to it countless and countless of times. And I really like this. The entire booklet is so... It's so nice. It's just this artwork on the cover, and then it's like a cloven anvil on the backside, which he made himself, photographed himself. So, do-it-yourself style. And the rest is just the lyrics on very, very it's just very delicate lyrics on black. In the cover in the booklet, really simplistic, very stark, and to me this represents the perfect combination of artwork and album. But then again, it's the album I love the most of all albums. So even with the shitty artwork, I would have still loved it. I can say that honestly.
I think you just a quick thing here. It's just I think if you listen to the album and you look at the artwork, you feel like I understand it. I know they have the rolling mist on the mountains. You have is it dawn or dusk in the background, or is it fire? It doesn't matter, because this really conveys the feeling of the epicness of the album. I think this is perfect.
I think so too. And in those, I think it was 91 it came out, right? Fuck, I should know that. But I'm getting old, so but this was when people did a lot of drawings and paintings, and Cannibal Corpse and this sort of stuff came. So this was sort of more aesthetically, I guess, boring, but to me it just fitted, and it was perfect for the 16-year-old me who picked it up. And And then I discovered everything. I worked my way back in the catalog. But Bathory is to me one of the most creatively perfect, musicianships ever. Sort of invented his take on black metal, and then he sort of invented the more epic battle Viking sort of stuff. And then he went on to do some other albums, and then he came back. Fortunately, because he did some really shitty albums too. It's easy to forget, but remarkable personality, remarkable musicianship.
It's very interesting that this is it was your first Bathory album, right? And your biggest love with them. Yes, I mean, yes, it's not the most common, I guess, to like as the best. So this is my second.
Which is your favorite? Hammerheart? Yeah, I agree. It's really, really great.
But of course, I have immense respect for this album. Although I was a bit surprised because you don't think exactly when we talk about that era of this kind of cover. The kind of cover artwork we had in that era were these grandiose paintings, or this very the Cannibal Corpse things with a lot of blood. I mean, they were the stuff that stand out was that. So this is very surprising and
we got a follower on Twitter, a bot, Marianne 2097. Finally, we got a viewer on Twitch. Fuck, we made it. I'm so happy.
Life goes.
In celebration of that, I'm now going into this view. But now we've been casting, sort of a few glimpses on. We got a real viewer on Twitch also. I'm sorry. Everyone is welcome except the bots. And you're human.
Sure.
That's okay. Okay, so we got 2 viewers.
I'm nothing against bots. Bots are fine. I, for one, bow to our future.
In the future,
robot,
bots will do this casts and bots will watch it. And so that's. But we're not there yet. We got through 9 cover arts in 1 hour.
We sure did, and I think it was quite not the widest spectrum, but
definitely.
Wide.
And but as always, when we do this sort of stuff, we also realized we have to do a part 2, because we got a few more that we picked, and we also need to pick albums that we like that have horrible artwork, or where the artwork didn't really sell it.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
True enough. Really awesome artwork with shitty albums. Yeah. But anyhow, it was good to be back, and it was good to be back with you guys.
Yeah, same. It goes, the illusion of being smooth at least. So
maybe
that's good.
It was impossible to hear what we said or stuff, but I heard you guys, and we could watch the chat. So I'm pretty happy actually. It seems to be working.
I will be happy when everybody who listens can only hear the caretaker 5th stage.
Oh yeah, when we get our first donation over $1, we will do a live stream of the caretaker 6.5 hour.
We should do the sponsor us beer option. We should do that because I didn't get beer today either, but I had coffee, so that's something. I need to work on that. We will do this again. I don't know exactly when, but we'll be back with information regarding that.
Yeah,
sure.
It won't take a month at least, so we can say that.
And it's been a privilege, and thank you for those brave souls who also joined us live. We can do artwork and stuff, but we can't play music anymore. Even Twitch has now banned streaming music. So, but we can do this. We can talk. We can show stuff, and we can know things. So that's not so bad.
Yeah. Well, so again, thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, guys.
Neff.
And
Thank you.
stay safe.
Always
Wash your hands. Stay the fuck
that?
at home so we can go out and play some live music soon. Please.
Please.
Talk to you
Cheers.
later, dudes.